Alopecia is a rare condition among women in Nigeria, and because of this, many people are not well informed of this condition. We spoke to Moshudat Badmos, who shared her journey with us.
I was preparing for service and I went to the salon to wash my hair. I was on dreads then. And when I got to the salon, the hairdresser, she hadn't even started washing my hair. She was just separating the dreads, and she saw the bald spots. So just small, like a coin shape around here. So when she said, she was like, Auntie Shefari in Yoruba means, Auntie, did you scrape your hair? I was like, why would I scrape my hair? It's like, there's a spot here, like a bald shiny spot, and she showed me. And I was like, no, what's this? So that day I was scared. I just quickly packed my hair. I told her not to even wash it again. I went home and I told my mom, something happened at the salon, and my mom was like, this is spiritual. Talo Fanri, Talo Wale, Nigerian mothers. So we started thinking, did anybody come? Because that was the first thing that came to my mind. Hair can't just disappear. It's something that is always a part of you. It can't just disappear. So what happened? Then I went to camp. I went to camp the following week. And when I came back, the spot was still there. So that was when it started for me. And I started doing so many things. We took the spiritual route. Then it was a month or two after. I just went online. And just I searched in my symptoms and the signs I saw, the bald spots and all that, and I saw alopecia. So I told my mom I saw something like alopecia. Oh no, she doesn't feel that as it. So I told her I wanted a second opinion, because we've been doing the whole spiritual thing. So I wanted a medical opinion. So we went to see the doctor, and he told me it was fungal infection. So I was placed on drugs, and it didn't do anything. But my mind kept going back to the alopecia. Where I was 7 there was a health center in the compound. I went to see the director then too, and he told me the same thing, that it's a fungal infection. So I still wasn't convinced. I told my dad I want a third opinion. So he took me to his workplace, and I saw the doctor they used there. And she was the first person that said, okay, this looks like alopecia. She doesn't even really know much about it, but she was like, she's going to refer me to Lutz Dermatology Clinic. It's at Yaba. So that was when I went there. So when I got there, that was in, I think around probably September or so. And I saw the nurse in charge. They were like, there is no appointment, there's no space available to see the doctor. The next appointment is going to be in 2016 March. So I told him March, no, I have to see the doctor, because by then I already had a lot of bald spots. It wasn't just one again, I had about 5 then. So I showed her my hair. She should just see it. She wasn't even so, I thought it was something she probably has seen. She wasn't even so concerned. It's sis, there are people with worse conditions than you have that are on the list. I can't do anything. So I begged her, I was in tears, and she was like, okay, she's going to give me December, a space in December. She'll come back in December. Told me to come very early, that the clinic time starts by 8. So I got there 7. I was early. When I got there 7, I met a lot of people already. And when they started giving out numbers, I think the number ended at 25 or so. I think I was number 29. So they told me I won't make it to the doctor, I should come back the next day. So I started crying. Nobody understood why I was crying, and the woman was like, what happened? What? So I told her ma, no, I can't come back in January. I can't come back next year. I have to see the doctor today. So I just opened my scalp, and I had my hair was when they say rats chopped, then someone's hair. So I had a lot of patches, and it was really ugly, and everybody was like, oh. So the nurse looked at me and said, so look at people here, people with terrible conditions. There's nothing wrong with you. Just go back and you see the doctor when you see the doctor. She wasn't even so concerned, and I just kept on crying. So people begged her, and she gave me a number. So when I saw the dermatologist, she was like, you have alopecia, you're not special, you're just one of the few unfortunate ones. So is no known cause, there is no cure for it. But since you have alopecia areata right now, we're going to place you on a treatment. You're going to take steroid shots for 6 months. So the steroid shots they give you on the bald spots. So I was happy, like, okay, finally, this is something I can do. So I went home. I went to my mom's sister's place then. So when I got to her place, she was like, oh, check calorie, like we should go see all these herbalists, people that are into herbal treatments and all. So we went there. The lady said, okay, she's going to prepare a bowl for me and all that. But first, I have to scrape my hair. So that day, I'd already taken the first steroid shots on my scalp. So I told the woman then that no, I don't want to do the treatment. I would like to complete the steroid shots first. Then I'll come back after 6 months if it doesn't work. So my mom's sister told my mom. The mom started shouting, like, no, why can't I do both together? It's just we're both looking for solution and all that. So she convinced me to like scrape off my hair. So I scraped it off and I started the herbal treatment too. But after scraping off my hair, and I went for the next shots. It got worse. My hair started growing back, but the spot things, it didn't come back. So after the second shot, by the time I would go back for the third shot, my hair was completely gone. I had no hair. So when the guy wanted to give me the shots, the dermatologist that saw me that day, you know, it's like a public health center, so you won't see the same doctor every time. So he didn't understand because normally you're supposed to give shots on the spots. So he called the head dermatologist and she was like, what happened? So I explained to her that I scraped it. Like, you shouldn't have scraped it out. The treatment is for partial hair loss. There is no treatment for total hair loss, so there's nothing you can do. So I was like, what? They were just saying me a whole lot of things and I had to leave. And they didn't give me another appointment date. They just told me to leave that they were going to call me. And until today, they never did. So that was it for me. And here we are.
Moshudat Badmus and Jasmine Oguns share the most awkward experiences they've had living with alopecia.
For me, one of the ridiculous things I've heard about alopecia is when people ask that, do you have cancer? Because I feel it should be known that chemotherapy actually causes hair loss.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I did a surgery in 2017 and I was in the hospital and people came, nurses, and assumed that I was a cancer patient just because to me it's very ridiculous because you guys are in the line.
They should know better, exactly, because actually cancer does not lead to hair loss. What leads to hair loss is the chemo treatment. And for survivors, they grow their hair back. Because what chemo does is it kills the cells. And you know, in the process of killing the cells, it kills the hair follicle as well. So at that point, the victim loses his or her hair. But after the chemo phase, once they survive that cancer phase, their hair grow back. So it's a different thing entirely. Alopecia and cancer are not the same. They are two different. That's why sometimes when we do our campaign, we emphasize on the fact that it is not cancer, it is alopecia, no alopecia. So they are two different things. Yeah, one ridiculous thing I've heard was when one spiritualist said, someone took my hair to the ocean. Now my hair is under the water, you know, and I tried to sound sarcastic too because it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, okay, please tell me the person that took my hair to the ocean so that I can beg the person to give me my hair back. Because as it is, it's not useful for the person. And the person is not letting me use my hair. So let's beg the person to let me have my hair back. It's actually funny.
Another ridiculous thing is when you tell people, like, you've explained to the person, I have alopecia.
God.
Alopecia is this, alopecia is that. Oh, they're like, oh, man, that's sad.
So why did you cut your hair?
And I'll be like,
we hear that a lot.
Never mind. Like, it is constant. Like, you do awareness this year now. We do, September is Alopecia Awareness Month.
Yeah.
We do awareness. You guys, we tell you so much about it. And next year, be like, you started this sneak. Why did you cut your hair this year? God.
Another ridiculous thing. In fact, this one has been coming non-stop. During the interview I had with BBC Pidgin last year, I mentioned how my relationship failed, how the wedding introduction got called off 3 days to the wedding introduction by my supposed mother-in-law. And you won't believe the kind of messages that I've been receiving. Random men coming around, asking for my hand in marriage, out just like that, from nowhere. You don't know me, you don't know anything about me. And I'll be like, where is this coming from? I said, I saw your interview about your mother-in-law that called off your wedding. I'm like, for crying out loud. The interview was not even about marriage, it was about alopecia. So you're not bothered about the awareness I'm creating, you're bothered about marriage. But I didn't come on air to say I'm looking for a husband. I didn't say I am not dating or I'm not in a relationship. So it sounds ridiculous. Like, it keeps coming, and every time I hear that, I just shake my head like, oh my God, not again.
Long or short hair, all women are beautiful. We need to create more awareness surrounding alopecia and eliminate every form of stigmatization towards those living with alopecia.